Hello and welcome to this Yoga Nidra. My name is Zoe Ann and I'm honored to be your guide for this practice. A process of restorative reclamation, of source remembrance and sensuous awakening, where you will reconnect with your divinity, that all-pervading source for courageous love. Before we begin, take a minute to prepare a safe cocoon where the lights are dim and you can stay warm and at ease in your skin. When you're ready, lay your bones down to rest on your back, having your arms by your side, palms open, and toes falling outwards is the traditional pose for the practice. However, I want to invite you to lean in to listen to your own needs, to take the next few breaths to fulfill your body's cues with the use of your intuitive ingenuity, so that your weightedness can succumb to gravity's embrace, still remaining awake and aware. When you've found the hominess of your temple, scan your body from head to toe and ask yourself if you're truly comfortable. Without question, you want to reside in a yes, so that you free yourself from the strings of sensation that would otherwise pull on the monkeyness of that mind. Feel into the bliss that's awakening from within this intentional surrender, and travel with your attention to the beating of your drum off center in the brilliant architecture of your chest. Be with your heart's longing here. It's longing to be seen more fully by yourself as your own loving presence of attention blossoms here with you from deep within. And then just pause and listen. I believe that we are all longing to have the courage to love more freely, to have the capacity to love more wholly, to have the strength to turn to love when fear is near, to shed a tear instead of fight, to touch down with the earth when silence takes all of our might, to look a loved one in the eye and say, "I'm sorry." To have the fortitude to allow your masks to be undone, to allow laughter to be remembered amidst your greatest heartaches, and to gather all of your lostness and welcome all that you've abandoned right back here where it belongs. More often than not, it is these more difficult acts that bring us back to love. The braver decisions, the harder conversations, the humble recognition, stepping down, the opening up, and the letting go. The more that we place ourselves in settings that allow our true nature to unfold, where we can disarm our bodies and declutter our minds to see and feel love beyond an ideal, the more naturally we will shape a courageously loving world. And now, while you bask in the seat of your heart, Inflate with breath in a way that celebrates life. And then at the peak of your next breath, pause and linger here in this liminal space. And then when you're ready and your body is calling to release, witness the recoiling of your lungs coupled with a sigh of great relief. Then in an act of self-love, choose to be chosen by yourself. This body, this moment, housing the miracle of your soul deep inside. Feel what it's like to be chosen by yourself, to mother yourself as you slowly turn back inside. Carrying extra love to those parts of yourself that have been dimmed, rejected, and misunderstood, that have in some small or big way shut you down from yourself and the world. And if your love is still shoved so deep within, then that's okay. Try surrendering to the innocence of your inner child, that being that needed to be fed and held before it was shaped by people, places, and things. See if you can soften into their innocence as you take their hand and meet the love sparkling in their youthful eye. And know that this being is no different than you. It is not until we learn how to gather and hold all parts of ourself that the world can reflect our wholeness back to us. The capacity to hold ourselves in all the beauty and all of the mess is the palpable experience of self-love. And it is this self-love that is the soil for courageous love. And as you hold yourself here in this gesture of self-love, notice when your body is hungry for new life, and inflate with the newness of your next breath. Then pause here at the top of your breath and squeeze everything into your center. All of your human parts, collecting all of the tension wrapped in your mind's activities, stories, frustrations, worries, to-do lists, and squeeze all of it to your center, contracting into your smallest state, hugging your tissues tightly to the mapping of your bones, even those in your fingers and toes. Keep squeezing it all into your center. And once you feel your middle point being squeezed by every drop of you, release the floodgates so you can finally broadcast the truth of you. And now bathe in this conscious letting go, surrendering all of the efforts of composure, containment, and fitting in, and just allow yourself to be breathed. Feel your eyes soften in the calm waters of darkness as they settle back into their sockets, landing right here inside the present moment. Feel your jaw unhinged as your face gets rounder and rounder with each breath. Your audio channels yawn open, and the fascial connection of your brain's hemispheres loosens its grip. The inner lining of your cheeks release the past decade of expression. and your teeth sink into the new softness of your gums. Your upper and lower palate hollow with each breath out. And in reverence for showing up here as a devotional student of life and entering the realm of the unknown with courage, the tip of your tongue releases its grip on its knowing, and this humble backing down brings you more supple and awake inside. Be here in the wondrous awareness of being massaged with life as you so intentionally allow for spacious ease and so much more delight. Let the energy of your mind surrender to the call of your heart, the call that is asking you to outgrow what once was, to uncover the strength from within to reside in courageous love as a way of life. It's time. It's time to follow a braver path, to build the courage and strength to reveal your capacity to unfurl and feel all of the beauty and all of the mess, and to trust that you're not only safe and ready to inhabit the abundance of love, but that you deserve every ounce of it, and that it is all that you have ever asked for. It is my wish for you that you meet that part of yourself that's infinitely connected to the source of love, so that you can develop the strength to show up in those moments that are more difficult, to show up for yourself in this world rather than shutting down. One of my favorite quotes by Dean Jackson is, "Be wild, not in reckless attempts to satisfy egoic desires, but in courageous expressions of love." So this is my invitation for us together now, to pause and to settle in, to develop the courage to lean back into love, and to meet these harder moments with the center of our most beloved beings. To open our hands to receive that love that's been reaching for so long, and to soften our bodies so we can follow its lead. To relearn how to dance with our souls beneath the fabric of our being, so we can walk this lifetime anchored by our divinity and the significance of our wildest dreams. We are here to do love instead of fear. And I love that you're here, that we're here, open and willing to come back to the most potent stream of life, to unravel that world within and finally let it be held by the hands of the greater mystery and our earth angel's grace. Now carry the gift of your own love to your heart by placing your hands across your chest. Take the next 10 breaths or so to witness the rise and fall of your breath, and how these following words potentially elevate a felt sense experience in your chest. Your heart is not broken. It has not run from this life. Your pain, It need not be understood in order to come back to love. There is no coming back. There is no such thing as coming back to something that is always here. All you need to do is to pause and to settle in, to feel beyond the debris of thought and doing. Keep witnessing the lapping tides of your breath as it meets the shores of your belly, back, sides, and chest. And all of your mistakes do not inherently diminish the strength of your love. It's just that you've been silently ushered to build walls in the face of pain, of self-preservation. You've been swayed to build a form of strength that's just too hard and too brittle. But that's okay. Because now you know that this is no longer your way. Especially when you meet those more difficult moments where you once wanted to puff up, run, or hide. So, my question is, how will you choose to show up for yourself in this world when you awake from this conscious slumber? Are you ready to love courageously? Are you going to be willing to turn to love in those moments when fear is near? Are you going to be willing to shed a tear instead of fight? Are you going to be willing to look a loved one in the eye and say, "I'm sorry"? Are you going to be willing to allow your masks to be undone? Are you going to be willing to welcome all that you've abandoned back here where it belongs? Like a child's smile blurred by the sun's rays and tall blades of grass, courageous love need not be chased. It just needs to be basked in with awe, to be arrived in and with, time and time again. So this is what we'll do. We'll uncover that love within and then bask in it together. When you're inspired and ready to mark a new beginning, to forge a path of unstoppable, courageous love, surrender the back of your palms to the cheeks of our Divine Mother. And with the intention of a final physical release, take a 4-part inhale where you pause at each gasp, and then at the top let everything release as your senses draw even further inside. It is here now that we begin the practice of Yoga Nidra. Let your breath carry the light of love's awakening force to every cell of your being. With each exhale, summon your body to peel away any remaining pieces of armor that blinds you from seeing the truth of your deepest self. Now head over to your heart with spacious awareness to bring your Sankalpa to life. A Sankalpa is a short statement that is pulled from the depths of your heart's greatest desires, that orchestrates a call to action to ignite your longings into your experience of this life. This statement often starts with I am and is short, concise, and expressed in positive and present language. For example, I am love. I am enough. I am healed. Before you yield this vow of self-love with your deepest core, I ask that you take a moment to listen for confirmation that this vow is your truth. And when you're ready to repeat your I am statement out loud or inside the silence of your lips 3 times, do it with an uproar of conviction with your whole being, a bellowing declaration of self-love, so that your body can never not remember this sensory shift. Be one with this seed of knowing and allow it to dwell in places that yearn for its kiss. And then with your next exhale, just trust. That's all you need to do. And witness this spoken seed break open even further inside of you. From the moment you were conceived, you became a storehouse for a love that burns in the form of a light so bright that you've likely felt the need to turn away. But I know you know that this shoved love's thick skin is no longer serving you, and that the repercussions of oppressing what's no longer true is creating too stale a life within and around you. So my invitation, the universe's invitation now, is to walk yourself through time, back to the first flash that was born in your kaleidoscope of replicating cells in your mother's womb. Come back home, to that source that you originated from, and return your light, no matter how bright. And this light carries a soft violet hue, and although it may feel new, it's not. It has always been shining from within, sustaining the intelligence that orchestrated your form, your unique backbone, the automatic beating of your heart, and the steadiness of your legs. You were gracefully built to walk your soul's light through this exquisite mystery of life. So be with this light, shining so bright from within. Pulling your senses deep inside as you willingly soften the edges of your heart. And when your heart is ready to broadcast just that much further, to break free, imagine all of the walls slowly fade, melting into the rivers of your veins to get washed away. This light within will continue to expand as you travel with your awareness, meeting specific points in your body's temple. All you need to do now is allow every ounce of your attention to be saturated in awe for this vehicle of love that harnessed your human expression, and then have the courage to let it grow. This body scan will attune you to your key heart points in your body so that your heart can be nurtured into further expansion. Now, the order and direction is important, so I ask that you stay awake and aware as I guide you. When I share a location in your body, just use the light of your awareness to spaciously inhabit these sacred places. Be with this light as it resides in the seat of your heart. Really sit here and notice this light that started in your mother's womb as you replicated from one and full blossoms with the moon. And with your next inhale, witness the light float up through the center of your throat to your brow center. Let it hover there in reverence for the eye that sees all, that illuminates that you are one with love and all beings everywhere. And then watch this light float to your right temple, the roundness of your right cheek, and the hollowness of your right shoulder. Take the lead and guide this soft violet light down to the right side of your chest, and then the root of your right upper thigh. Let it hover here in reverence for the gift of this body. And allow the light to take flight, traveling down to your right ankle, right there close to where Mother Earth often meets yourself. Use the next inhale to witness this light as it expands throughout the entire right side of your body, balanced and bright. The entire right side of your body is lit with this light. In awe of this light, observe its brilliance as it travels to your left ankle. And then it floats to the root of your left upper thigh, where it pauses for an extra pulse in reverence for this body. Now invite the light up to the left side of your chest, and then upwards to the epicenter of your left shoulder. Observe it float and hover in the soft roundedness of your left cheek, your left temple, slowly getting pulled in the cavity of your midbrain space between the canals of your inner ears. And with your next breath, feel the whole left side of your body shining from the inside out with this radiant, violet-hued light. This divine expression of love that was gifted to you, for you and this world, is shining through the entire left side of your body. And then feel the left and right side of your being merge into one, and the entire body is filled with this soft violet-hued light radiating from deep within, broadcasting in to out. And just allow your divine temple to be breathed here with this light. You're sunbathing in presence with your enlivening experience of this light. Scan your body and see how it feels to just be, to allow this state of being to be more than enough. Just surf inside and scan the energy of your body, witnessing this state of being. And feel yourself, this light-filled temple deep inside the pulse of the universe as your whole body expands and contracts with each breath. So brilliantly engineered to bring life force to the center of your chest. Again, just let this intelligence be. Hand over all control to the safety and security of this all-loving moment now. Bathing in the bliss of the tenderness of this love field, and a disarmed body that is now that much more open to bathing in the light of the divine. It's time to surrender even further into the truth of oneness, beyond the construction of a mind that has been keeping you separate from the divine, and from inner and outer peace. As Jill Bolt Taylor says, to experience peace does not mean that your life is always blissful. It means that you are capable of tapping into a blissful state of mind amidst the normal chaos of a hectic life. So it is through self-mastery, the kind that revels in the subtle yet finely nuanced aspects of being over doing, of love over fear, that we will find peace in the storms, wisdom in the wounds, freedom from triggers, all so that we can deepen our connection to courageous love, no matter where we are in any moment. Now, the depth through which you allow yourself to feel will expedite the journey by sparking a biochemical response. So it is here that you have the potential to outwit that which often leads you astray from your fullest expressions of love. Bring your attention to your midbrain once again, that home residing in between the hollowness of your ears. And for the sake of anchoring into a neutral home base, we'll call this the Chittakash, that point in your being where the sky of pure consciousness is mirrored, where all is one through the lens of everything and nothing at the same time, where the linearness of life folds upon itself and you blossom freely into the vast network of peaceful potential that weaves the quantum field. It is from here that we will play in the realm of opposites. I'll ask you to play with one end of the polarity and then the other. with the invitation to experience them both together in the same moment in order to recalibrate the unprocessed energy that's been causing friction within. Now, what does it feel like when you speak from your ego? What does the residue of speaking from your ego feel like? What does it feel like to speak from your heart? What does it feel like when you consciously choose love over fear when communicating with your loved ones? And then invite all of these feelings in these scenarios now, together at the same time. And then let the pulse of the universe massage all of that residue from those experiences out of you. Now, what does it feel like to deny your challenges? To ignore and distract yourself from the suffering you feel inside? What does it feel like to lovingly accept your challenges? To shine the light of your loving awareness on your suffering? You'll feel both of these scenarios together now at the same time. And release those feelings now. What does it feel like when you can't muster the courage to stand up for something that you believe? What does it feel like when you keep your mouth shut out of fear of what others think? What does it feel like to have the courage to stand up for what you believe? How do you feel after you've bravely took a stand to support someone or something that you knew needed your voice? And feel all of these scenarios now, together at the same time. And with your next few exhales, release all of those feelings now. Coming back to the Chittakash, where you can bathe in this neutral space, this mirror for consciousness, for everything and nothing, all in one home. Integrate this intelligent grace of the rewiring your lived experiences into a more loving and limitless place. And allow the innate limitlessness of your life to flow through and around you, offering yourself to the altar of possibility. Feel yourself floating in the spaciousness of a womb that is both heavenly and earthly. Allow the imagery to take you wherever your soul has been longing to go. Finding a home where every ounce of your humanness can rest, so that love can swell freely inside of you without fear and hesitation. It's time to embody the light of your soul that much more. Now. Now that you're in a place, in a home where you can feel that peace is your true nature, in a place where everything is always totally okay. And from this place of masterful preparation, the universe is called to release some visions for you to see. All she asks is that you be with them. A golden egg, a wild flower field, an elderly couple's silhouettes eclipsed by the bliss of a spontaneous kiss at a sunset dinner. A baby's bare foot, a baby's bare foot, a baby's bare foot. Your grandmother doing a handstand. The smell of baked bread when you get home. A pack of wolves howling at the moon. An eagle feather that just touched the ground. the greenness of the forest floor. And as though you are looking down at yourself and being held by the serenity of this space, witness your eyes close with the intention to tune back in, to reconnect to the parts of yourself and this world that have been forgotten and dimmed. Notice how soft your being is now that you've plugged yourself back into the right fields of pure love again. And however you see yourself plugged into this expanse of love, watch this love, feel this love, saturate your whole entire being with that soft, violet-hued light. Watch it and feel it until there is no separation between your body and the unifying field of love that weaves and breathes us all. Feel yourself whole, healthy, and healed through the divine expression of courageous love. Witness the light of your soul reveal your Sankalpa once again. And really receive the strength of it now. Its potency, its activation that you've brought even further into life. Feel it come to fruition in your body. See it unfold in your life. And once you've reawoken to the sensory shift of this elevated state that moves inside of you in light of your Sankalpa, I invite you to start drawing in more breath. slowly awakening your senses on and outside of your skin. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now complete. Senses from the inside out. And bring those expressions of courageous love to your fingers and toes. Feel the fabric of your entire being reuniting in a way that is now soft but held. On average, it is said that one's heart's magnetic field reaches 3 feet outside of their body. And this is before they've even taken the time to consciously reconnect to themselves and the divine. So with an extension of your efforts, of that loving awareness that you've brewed from within, tune into your heart and observe its light reaching from the core of your timeless and most peaceful self out into the expansiveness of the world. How far is it reaching? How much can you allow? Really anchoring into your body's temple. Let your awareness reach the environment beyond the suppleness of your skin and begin to invite the sounds, people, things, and places slowly back in. Bring them back into your field in a way that is more discerning of how and why you choose to courageously love this world. Now allow your body to erupt into an opening of some kind, and use the wide bridge of your nose to draw in the warmth of more breath as you continue to wake your human experience up. Let out an audible sigh. Give yourself permission to yawn and completely release. Bring your arms up overhead for a full body stretch. And when you're ready, roll over to one side. And then ever so slowly come back. Come back to the seat of your own heart, with your eyes remaining soft or closed. And once you've arrived in your seat, offer your hands to your own beating heart, full circle, and bow your mind inwards in an act of self-love. And now it is your time to be wild. But remember to steer clear of satisfying egoic desires and do your best to express through courageous expressions of love. I am here with you. We are all here with you. Thank you for being here now. Hari Om Tat Sat.